outside is going to be 33 of Brent Hilton. Brent Hilton in car number 33. He'll start fourth from Royal Retreat, Virginia. Then it's going to be Appomattox, Virginia's Corey Allman starting fifth in the 7-8 to the outside. From Honaker, Virginia is Tyler Tarrenting. Turbo Tyler in the 002. Followed by Bobby Mays and Matthew Nance. On row 4, Chris Chandler. Jacob Brown, row 5, and the Delaware native or the Maryland native of Matt Glandon in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a wave as they come out of turn 4. RockAuto.com. Heat race number 1 is underway at Wythe. The power, the fury. It's our super speedway gala for Fast Track like Daytona or Talladega for NASCAR. And it's here for the first of 2 visits in 2018. The Triple Crown Heat is underway off of turn 4. The outside lane's going to go to the machine of Jet Ham, trying to run down Kenny Peoples Jr. for the top spot. He drifted up high to turn 4. Now he settles back in for second. 3 wide racing in the backpack between Chris Chandler, Jacob Brown, and Matt Glandon, split like a hot dog between the bun. And pulling away off the corner is going to be Kenny Peoples Jr. He'll lead lap number 2 now of 10. Battle on the inside. Here comes Brent Hilton. He about slammed into Brent Ham off the corner. Brent having contact in 2. They'll keep it straight and narrow, and we'll still exit off of turn 4. Little 2-wide racing now going on. Turbo Tyler battles with now Terry Krager as that flashes under the stripe. Another lap on the board as they come across the line here in the early going. Heat race number 1. Again, presented by RockAuto.com. Off of turn number 4. Back across the start-finish line. Kenny Peoples Jr., a man that has won many championships, many races here with Raceway. Fred Brown. Trouble! Turn 2! Going around. Going to be car number 25, Bobby Mays. And the yellow's out. And what a great piece of driving, Fred Brown, by the Delaware, Maryland native Matt Glandon. Quickly on the binders to miss that car. Bobby Mays had himself a rough tumble flip a couple of months ago at Volunteer Speedway. Remember, tentatively, we got the ultimate 10,000 to win summer scorcher there coming up in August at Volunteer Speedway. 50-50 is now at $1,300. $1,300. But, Fred, I'll throw you back in here real quickly. We were talking about Kenny Peoples Jr. He's had a great success and achievements here at Wythe Raceway. Very glad to call this place home.
Well, he certainly is, and his grandfather raced the first race here 48 years ago. So it's a family of racers, and first night out in this car and on the front row, of course, Brent Ham's no stranger.
That's right.
He's good. And then Brent Hilton is right behind Kenny Peoples. Man, what a tough bunch of cars.
Well,
this
Fred,
is going to be exciting.
That's right.
50 laps of this.
We got a car dropping down at the bottom of the racetrack. That's trying to get back in his spot. He'll go to the tail. That's Bobby Mays who brought out the caution.
He brought out the caution. It's the number 25.
Yes, sir. He'll go to the tail. We just had the choose rule. Race fans, if you're new to Fast Track, we have the cone or the choose rule. Race director, series director, DJ Irvine will tell them on the receiver, which is the one-way communication from the tower to the drivers in the cars, to go inside or outside from the leader on back. They choose inside and outside from there. What's so cool, Fred, is the top 5 could stay single file behind Kenny Peoples, and a kid like Jacob Brown can power to the outside, rally on the restart, could come back at full speed. He could be racing for second as we go back to green.
Let's see what's happening here.
Back underway. Kenny Peoples Jr. puts it down to the inside. Brett Ham there in the number 2 spot. Bobby Mays will power to the inside now for second spot on Ham. And licking his chops on the outside lane is Terry Krager. On the half mile, they're up into turn 3. Full speed for these Warlords as they exit off turn 4. The power of the Fast Track GM Chevrolet Performance Power Engines. 3 wide into turn 1. Can you do it? Can you do it? They did it. Chandler, Arrington, look at that with Brett Hilton. What a move, Fred Brown, as they dove off of turn 2, 3 wide. And they're going to go 4 wide now off of turn 4 for a second. Corey Allman thought about it, now thinks better of it. My goodness. And this is just a heat race. Later tonight, they'll battle for 5,000 win, as 3,000 to win, 50 laps as the race for that grandfather clock continues here tonight. Back to turn number 1 and 2. Kenny Peoples Jr. still out in front, hitting his marks. On the back straightaway, exiting 3 and 4. Brett the Jet Ham sits in second spot, the native out of Newberry, South Carolina. Brett Hilton third, and there were 3 wide for fourth. Look at this battle between Terry Krager, Turbo Tyler Arrington, and also Matthew Nance, the current Southeast Fast Track points leader. And they're going to go 3 wide again. Power on the outside goes Krager. Inside goes Nance, and trying to split him like a hot dog between the bun is Turbo Tyler Arrington, and we got the white flag in the air. What action in heat race number 1. Heat number 1 about to come to an end. Back straight away. Final time exiting turn number 3 and 4. The RockAuto.com Heat Race 1 winner for round 2 of the 2018 Triple Crown is Royal Retreat, Virginia's Kenny Peoples Jr. Meanwhile, they're 3 wide at the stripe. Losing momentum was Krager at the moment end. And Nance and Arrington battled hard there on the cool-down lap. What a race. How in the world?
What do you think?
Wow. Kenny Peoples Jr. will take heat race number 1. Brett Ham second. Brent Hilton third. Terry Krager, Tyler Arrington, Matthew Nance. Correction, Matthew Nance is 5th. Terry Krager 6th. Then it's going to be Corey Allman, Jacob Brown, Chris Chandler, Bobby Mays, and Matt Gland. And there's your rundown. And race fans, that's the way they'll start for the inside. Unofficial right now, Fred, because the top 5 have to go to the scales to make it official. Top 5, $23.50 with car and driver. And, of course, they have to meet the weight requirements. There is a 25-pound weight break if they have proper Hans and safety equipment on. But in the feature tonight, there will be a 1 pound burn-off rule per lap. But, again, top 5 finishing up there. And a great, great job by Kenny Peoples Jr. He'll be on the pole tonight.
He's going to be on the pole, but now that was 10 laps. What are you going to do for 50 laps of this?
And hold your breath. What an awesome 10 laps it was. Race fans, round of applause. How about it for those drivers in heat race number 1?
All right, who's on the front row on this one?
Well, let's give you your starting lineup for heat race number 2. It's presented by the fine folks at... Well, we had RockAuto.com for heat race number 1. Let's thank the fine folks here at Thomas Clark Performance. Thomas Clark Performance is our official webmaster. Thomas Clark does all your webmastering needs. Give him a holler at Thomas Clark Performance on Facebook, and he is the official webmaster of Fast Track Companies International. Does a phenomenal job. Thomas Clark Performance. Heat race number 2 on the pole. Car number 6B out of Gaffney, South Carolina. It's Super 6, Dylan Brown to the outside. Car number 12 out of Royal Retreat, Virginia. Flatfoot Brandon Umberger. Roll number 2 to the inside of the Mount Airy, North Carolina. It's the Ninja Benji Hickson, 55 to the outside. Lumberjack Tim Bird from Jonesboro, Tennessee in the TNT Race Car Chassis, 24. Moving on to row number 3 out of Gastonia, North Carolina. It's Carson Ferguson to his outside, the 99 Batman. The Cape Crusader, Teddy Tata with Raceway. Row number 4, it is the man behind the clocks, the grandfather clock up for grabs by NRV, Randy Kinder in the 00 from Radford, Virginia, followed by Hunter Sinnott in the 5S, Jason Johnson, Tim Saint make up row 5, and Augusta, Georgia's Brad Basie, the nephew of the great gambler Ed Basie of Super Late Model Racing. You remember him. He sits there in the back. Green flag goes in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, we are underway in heat race number 2. Thomas Clark Performance, heat race number 2 underway, and on the jump, it's going to be Dylan Brown. He'll power to the outside lane as they roar to full speed into 3. Umberger slips Bob's a moment off of turn 4, went from the inside, back to the outside, powers back now to the outside lane, now roars on the inside. He'll try to get a run on Dylan Brown as they exit off of turn 1 and 2. Brownish cut him off of the outside lane on the crossover. Here comes Umberger back to the inside. Meanwhile, it is a very, very Hornet's Nest battle between 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th as they exit off the corner. That's Tim Bird, Teddy Tate, Carson Ferguson, Hunter Stinnett in the mix. Welcome to Fast Track, brother, as he digs hard into turn 1. Now they'll fan back out single file. Stinnett goes up the racetrack. That'll allow Randy Kinder to go to his inside as they try to make a move for that spot inside the top 10. Middle of the pack. Meanwhile, we catch your leaders off the corner. We're working lap number 3 of 10. Heat race number 2. Out in front is Super 6 Dylan Brown. Umberger sits in second. Ninja Benchy Hicks, after mechanical problems and hot laps, has came out third on the racetrack now. On a turn 4. Here they exit off the corner, up the high banks, off the half mile, off 4. And it's still going to be the machine of Super 6 Dylan Brown out in front. Stinnett there off the corner. Problems for Brad Basie. He wiggled and got sideways a moment off of turn 4. He'll save it. Like I said earlier, this is our Daytona and Talladega. This is the big one. Half mile, yes, Virginia Motor Speedway is for the World Championship. But there's something about this place with Raceway. The high banks, the speed is unbelievable. If you take a radar gun and put it in the back straightaway as they roar to turn 3, you could clock about 140 miles an hour or more using those 604 Chevy Performance engines. And right now, off of turn 2, pumping the engine hard, is the native out of Gaffney, South Carolina, of Dylan Brown. They'll come out of turn 4 just after halfway now. 4, now they get 3 laps to go. Brown out in front of the Cherokee Landscaping, number 6. In second spot is Umberger. Sitting in third is going to be Benji Hicks. They all hold their line for the time being. Tim Bird's in fourth, and fifth is the machine of Carson Ferguson. Exiting off of turn 4. Now again, all these cars make up the outside spot for the feature later on tonight. Hello, Ashton. Hello, Carol. 8 laps on the board. Back straightaway, turn 3. Super 6, Dylan Brown out in front, leading the way. He'll hit his marks off of turn 4. The white flag goes in the air. 1 more lap to go, and we're flag to flag in heat race number 2. 1 more lap remaining. Benji Hicks will make a move on Umberger for that second spot. Not going to reel him in for the time being. Last chance saloon as they dive into turn 3, but exiting off of turn number 4. Triple Crown race number 2, 2018. Thomas Clark Performance Heat Race 2 winner is Dylan Brown from Gaffney, South Carolina. Number 6, Dylan Brown takes heat race number 2. Second spot's going to go to Royal Retreat, Virginia, number 12, a Flatfoot Brandon Umberger. Mount Airy, North Carolina's 55. The Ninja, Benji Hicks, will go third. The Lumberjack, Tim Bird, in car 24, will go fourth, and fifth to Carson Ferguson from Gastonia, North Carolina. Those are your top 5. They got to go to the scales to make it official. 23.50 with car and driver per the FASTRAK rule book. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a round of applause. Heat number 2 winner, overall VP Race Fuels Quick Time Fast qualifier, car number 6. He will start second tonight, car number 6 out of Gaffney, South Carolina. That is going to be Super 6 Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown again in the Cherokee Landscape at FK Rod Ends, number 6. Well, Fred Brown, pretty good heat races. Clean, man, intense, 3 and 4 wide racing, but I think it's any inclination of what we're going to see for 50 laps in the NRV Furniture 3000 later tonight. It's going to be a barn burner.
It sure is. Be a lot of trying to guess out which tires they ought to use. Do they need to use a harder tire, a little softer?
That's right.
50 laps is a long ways, but it really goes quick. I mean, they just didn't take long to run these heat races, and they were some of the best heat races I've seen this year or ever in racing.
Heat number 1 was pretty intense. I mean, we saw 3 and 4 wide racing. Sometimes they were going 5 wide, and even though you got your leader pulling away from the pack, inside, second, third, fourth on back, great racing through the field.
And look here they come.
We'll be back very shortly on the FASTRAK Racing Series Facebook page for
on
the
main inside, the number 11 car driven by Dale Hancock. On the outside, Duke Bear. Number 29, Tony Parks. Mike Keith in the number 80 from Rural Retreat, Virginia. Yep. Jerry Dillo in the number 8 from Bluefield, West Virginia. The number 40, Keith Griffiths from Sugar Grove, Virginia. The 94 driven by Randy Taylor from Chill High. The number 21, Jeff Doss from Abingdon, Virginia. Dustin Dow in the 89. The 03 driven by Bobby Helton from Chill High. 57 is Brian Peoples from Rural Retreat, Virginia. And from Wythe, Virginia, driving the number 4, Jerry Childress. All right, the flagman's pointing to the starting area.
Everybody go to the scales.
Boy, what a race here.
Weston.
Now the heart rate's going up Not by them, but by